Yeah, I'll just try to get that. One second, huh? I am not able to share my screen. Just a moment, just a moment. I'll just try to share my screen now. Yeah, I'm not able to share it. I don't know why. Oh, yes. Yes, I got it. Is my screen visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Oh, great. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir.
How are you getting it? You're getting the full screen or you're getting the presenter's view?
Presenters view, sir.
Presenter's view you're getting, no? Is that okay or should I put it on the full screen? What do you want? Will this be okay?
Yes, sir, it will
Yes,
be
sir,
okay.
this will work.
All right. So basically, let me first get started by talking about innovation. Of course, in my introduction, thank you so much for the elaborate introduction. As of today, I run a company called Naman Angels India Foundation. Naman Angels is a not-for-profit organization for supporting all the entrepreneurs, those who want to walk the path of an entrepreneur. Okay. So that's where we are. We support, we help them get their required funding, we handhold them on their journey. This is what Naman Angels actually does. So today we have to talk about innovation and basically when you talk about innovation, what exactly do you guys understand by innovation or what according to you is innovation? See, my request to everybody is let's have this session to be more interactive if possible. Is it possible to have this session more interactive instead of me talking, you listening, getting bored? Can we have a good interaction between us?
Yes, sir.
So anybody can unmute and tell me what do they think about innovation? What is innovation actually? Anybody?
So innovation for me is like finding something new which is not present currently.
That is innovation, is it?
Yes, sir.
So coming up with new ideas.
Okay. Okay. See, what is invention? Have you heard of the word invention? Invent. There are two terms which sound very similar. One is innovation and one is invention. What is invention?
Sir, innovation is just an idea and invention is the implementation of that idea.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else who has a different opinion? See, when you talk about invention, invention is something which was not existing and you have created it. Whereas innovation is something new. It's a same idea put in a newer form is innovation. Okay. whenever you do something with a different approach, it's innovation. See, when we talk about, old wine, new bottle, when you make a new bottle is innovation. Wine may be old. All right. So, innovation basically means doing something differently, thinking out of the box. There may be so many products in the market which are already there, or services which are already existing. But if you are able to give a service or a product which is something different, maybe same service packaged in a newer manner, then that is what we call as innovation. Now tell me one thing. How many times, or rather in the last 1 week, when you all have been studying, the semester has begun, right? Let's take a very simple day-to-day example. You are studying and you're picking up the same subject, some particular subject and studying. How many of you thought of a newer method of studying a subject? The normal study method is we take the textbook, read it, we go through our Tech Max, read the past question paper, questions, and read their answers, solve a few numericals. That's how we study, right? In the last 15 days or 20 days, has anybody changed the approach of studies and studied in a different manner? If there's anybody, you can share it, please. Has anybody done it? Anybody? Chalo, forget about studies. Is there anything that you have done in the last maybe 15 days which was something different, which you have never done, which you tried doing anew, afresh? Anything? Maybe cook a new dish, do something new in the day. Has anybody done something like this? If you do something like that, that is what we call as innovation. Innovation means doing something new, coming out with something which was not routine, coming up with something which is new, which is different, which is innovative. Okay. The point is, how do we create the culture of innovation? 1 minute. How do we create a culture of innovation in an organization? It is very important that when we are studying, we are in a particular organization, we need to have a complete culture of innovation. Okay, how do you create that? How do you create that is what we are going to be discussing today. Okay, now I want all of you to think, okay, in your organization, in your college, talk about your college, talk about your class. Is there anything new that you have done in the last 1 year? I would say yes. There is something that you must have done. What is the new thing that you have done which you were not doing in the past?
So we started taking online classes.
Absolutely. Online classes. It is something different. It is not something which was routine. Correct. It was something different. That is what we call as innovation. taking those online lectures. Now, how do you take those lectures online? How do you make those lectures more effective online? How and what platform do you use to make those lectures more effective? Okay, is where you come up with new systems. And when you come up with new systems is what we actually talk about innovation. All right, so you all must have been innovators. Everybody must have been an innovator without you actually knowing that you have innovated something. What we are trying to do in this particular session is make your entire organization, when I say organization means your class, your group of students that are working, that whole group is what we want you all to be innovative. We want you all to start thinking of some innovative methods. Okay. So the first question is innovation. What is it? What does it actually do? Okay. Let's understand. As I told you, innovation is coming up with newer ideas. But innovation is not an innovation till it is not actually implemented. See, there's a mathematical formula to it. Everything that we discuss can have a mathematical formula. Have you heard of a Hindi word, kar? K-A-R, kar. We speak in Hindi, aap ye karo, aap wo karo. So that is a word which has come from the word kar. Correct? Spelling of the word kar is K-A-R. Do you know what is the meaning of K-A-R? K-A-R, actually, if you go to think of it, is a mathematical equation. K stands for knowledge, A stands for action, and R stands for result. So if you write that word kar as a mathematical relationship, you can say knowledge plus action will give me results. All right. You may think of the best of ideas. Till you don't implement those ideas are not there, they're just in your mind. That's not innovation. You have an idea, implement it. You may fail in doing it. But only when you actually put it in action is when you get your results. And that result is what we call as innovation. Am I audible? Am I reaching out to you guys? Are you all following?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when I say innovation, innovation means think about it, okay, work on it, create it, and give it to the market. That is what innovation actually is. I have just tried to put this innovation process as a flow chart. Explore. So when I say explore, look at a problem that's around you. You may be having loads of problems, okay? Look at a problem around you. Define that problem, document that issue. Whatever problem you're facing. See, when you get up early in the morning, when you open your eyes, definitely you will be exposed to some problems, some issues, correct? The minute you open your eyes, you must be seeing some issues, you must be seeing some problems, correct? The first thing is document that problem, write it down. Think what is the solution to that problem. Think about it. Once you know I have a problem and the problem is written down, you think about how we solve it. Experiment. You may fail, experiment more. Ultimately, you get a final answer to that solution. That solution that you get is what your innovation is. So when you talk about innovation, it starts with explore, followed by try, and ultimately, when you implement it, when you do it, is when you're able to innovate. Okay, so this is basically what we call as the innovative or the innovation process. Okay, You start exploring, you try, and then ultimately, when you get your output, is what we say here is my innovation. The question is, what are the excuses we give to ourselves for not innovating? What happens? We see so many problems in the day. We get up with problems, correct? We live with those problems. Why don't we document those problems and try to bring out a solution to them? Why is it we don't do that? Okay. Why we don't, kind of come out with a solution to these problems? What's happening? Just a minute. Why don't we come out with our solutions? Can you see the bubbles on the screen? How many of you relate to these bubbles? We don't have the time or the money to waste upon unproven ideas. How many of you get such a thought? Does anybody get such a thought? Yes or no?
Actually, sir, sorry to interrupt, but I think your screen has frozen. We can't see the first slide is only visible to us.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Can you see something now?
Not yet, sir.
One second. Now can you see?
No, sir.
Oops, I think the sharing is gone. 1 second. Now can you see something?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
What are you able to see?
It's the 5th slide.
Okay. Now, did you see this innovation process?
Yes, sir.
This was the explore, try, do it, as I told you, the charts that we have made.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now did you see this? Can you see the bubbles on the screen? Hello?
Sir, which bubbles?
Okay, can you see some colorful pointers on the screen?
Sir,
Sir, I think you're talking about the 6th slide, but now your screen is stuck on the 5th slide.
What is happening? Which slide can you see now?
5th
The fifth one.
Can you read out the name of the slide, please?
Sir, it's innovation is about process and relationships comprehensively and intuitively.
Okay. It's not moved after that.
No, sir.
Now,
No, sir, it's still on the 5th slide.
what is? I'll do that. I'll try to do that. Wait. I'm so sorry for this. Yes, I'll just try to do that. Give me a minute. See, when I'm talking about my screen, can you see my screen now? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Now which slide do you see? The innovation one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now?
Yes, sir. Now we can
the
see
bubble one.
Yeah.
No, you're seeing the innovation process, correct? You can see the chart, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, now can you see those bubbles?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So my
sir.
question to you was, why we don't innovate? Okay. So see the first bubble, we don't have the time or the money to waste on unproven ideas. How many of you agree with me on this? How many of you have answered this question or had this excuse in your mind ever? Be frank enough, because I have been a part of this excuse many a times. How many of you have actually been a part of this excuse? Anyone? Anyone?
So the doing fine statement is very common.
Why risk it when you are doing fine? Yeah, that's again when we are talking about stability. I can't innovate with those marketing Bomanians in the room. That is applicable more to, the startup culture. How many of you are actually following this? We did an innovation workshop once, nothing happened. Anybody? Have you all done a workshop on innovation before this? Yes. Father Agnel students, why are you all sleeping?
Yes, sir. We have done a workshop.
After that, how many of you innovated? How many of you came up with some newer ideas and products?
Currently working on it, sir.
Superb, superb. What's your name?
Santo, sir.
Superb, superb. What's the point? Our principal, our HOD will just do what he wants anyways. How many of you will have that point? My teacher says she wants it, but her response to my ideas is always, yeah, but it's okay. How many of you have experienced these points? These are my common excuses for not innovating, and this is what actually pulls me behind from coming up with innovative ideas. Have you understood? These are the excuses which actually deter me from innovations. Let's talk about what are the different points and how we can create a culture of innovation in our institute. Now, first of all, I want to ask the ECEL representatives. I just heard the ECEL representative, what was your name? ECEL General Secretary and ECEL PR. Tell me one thing, do you want to create a culture of innovation in your college? You want to. What are you going to do to create that culture? Very good, very good. Superb, 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 superb. So when you're talking about creating a culture, there are just 7 points that you need to be clear about. Once you know about these 7 points, once you have this list of 7 points, okay, you will have a brilliant culture of innovation in your institution. The first point is the foundational context. Decide, okay, your vision and mission. Everyone should have a vision and mission, okay? Your vision and mission should have innovation in it. When you create a vision for yourself, see, everyone, you have come into engineering, definitely you would be having some vision. You must be definitely having some mission in life, right? When you talk about organizations, they always create a vision mission. But when you talk about a person, at personal level, we never create our vision and mission statements. We should do that. Once you do that, you have a innovation cell, correct? Create a mission, make a mission out of it, that you are definitely going to have a lot of innovative solutions in the next 6 months. Once you have that, battle is half done. You've already started. Okay. So the first thing is create a context. Second important thing is trust. Trust yourself. Have that trust in yourself that you can create a lot of innovation. You can do innovation. Okay. Create trust. Create an environment which I'm sure your college has just started, and I'm very happy about it. Create an environment of innovation where everyone can support each other. You can really support and push it up. Okay. Create an environment in the institute. Create a know-how. Bring in a lot of resources. Try to bring in people from wherever you can. Let them come, let them talk. As he said, you're going to have started connecting with a lot of people. That's a fantastic thing. That's one of the most important steps to actually head towards innovation. Know-how. Okay. Create a know-how. Know-how can be done only by networking. Networking is the key. So if you want to innovate, start networking with the stakeholders. Okay. And yes, who are the main organizers of that group, the innovation group? Who are the main organizers? What's the name of the main organizer? Can you please introduce yourself? The main organizer. Great. So the most important thing is commitment. Your commitment to innovation. It is the most important thing to be seen. Okay. Then, of course, how well you collaborate with other organizations, how well you're able to collaborate with teams and the stakeholders. So collaboration. Okay. So if you repeat the points, first is the context, followed by trust. Trust yourself, create an environment, get a good know-how, how to do it. Know-how means bring in partners, bring in collaborators, have a great commitment, and last, have a great collaboration. Okay. Of course, there will either be a risk and a failure. Accept it with a pinch of salt. There is going to be failure. A risk has to be taken. There may be failure. Failure is not the end of the world. I have failed many times. Everyone has failed. Okay. So risk and failure are the most important part of creating an innovative culture. All right. If you are very clear about these points, okay, and if you are going to work on these points, I'm sure you can have a great innovative culture in your organization. How many of you have deterred away because of risk taking and failure? Can anybody unmute and tell me?
Sir,
Yeah.
this is Janish, and I wanted to actually talk that I have like a I commit to an idea for a very limited time. Like if I decide to make something in 2 months, and if I make that, but it doesn't match my standard, then I move on to the next project, and I cannot really commit to it.
That is the biggest mistake. You need to wait for the result, right? You need to wait
Sir,
for
I got the result, but it was not matching my standards. It
so
was working.
that means it's a failed attempt. You need to redo it.
Yes.
That means you need to redo it. Okay. See, you should not give up till you have not finished or till you have not got your actual desired result. Okay. Innovation is done only when you have achieved your results. Otherwise, it's not an innovation. Okay. So what will you do now? Tell me one thing, the one who stopped working on that idea.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, the idea is like working. It is running as I want, but it is not running that efficiently. So
So
I wanted
improve,
to,
no? So improvise, no? How will you do it? What will you do to improvise it?
I'm working on that programming project as well as hardware.
Okay.
So I'll be improvising the programming of it. But then I moved on to the next project because I got the enough experience from it. So like working on efficiency again and again, I'll also miss out the other project. That's what the fear is.
So with the new idea that you're working on, are you going to implement it? Are you going to see that it is going to be successful?
Yes, sir. I am implementing it and I am doing this step by step. And I am also, this time I am also making sure that the efficiency is also good because the last time I missed that out.
See, this is again a very important point for you. Okay. Know-how and collaboration. It's very important for you to collaborate and connect with people who have the know-how for your kind of, you know, topics. It's very important. You need to take support for getting your results. Okay. So I'm sure you're going to come out with a good solution very soon, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the best. All the best. So that's about it from my side. Any questions, please? I'm ready to answer.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how to pick the correct team to implement your innovative idea?
Sorry, I didn't get you. What?
Sir, how to pick the correct team to implement your innovative idea?
See, any idea that you pick up can be innovative. There is nothing that is a good idea or a bad idea. Any idea is a good idea to work on. Okay. Any idea is a good idea. There is no good idea or bad idea. Solution that you have got is a good solution or a bad solution. All right. So don't ask me how do you pick up the correct idea. Every idea is a correct idea. Okay. You should not rest till you have got the best.
Sir, I mean the team.
Yeah. Tell me. Sandhu, please.
Yeah, sir, I mean the. Yes, sir. Sir, I mean the good team. How to pick one?
Pick something that is of your choice. Pick something that is passionate, that attracts you, that you're passionate about. Pick that up. That's a good idea. Anything that you're passionate about. Don't bother about its outcome, whether it is good in the market or bad in the market. You're passionate about it, that's your idea.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Anybody, any questions, please? Anybody? Okay, so, Haji. Yeah. So basically what we do is anybody who comes to me with an idea, okay, the first thing that we do is we find out from them whether their idea is genuine, idea is good. And then what I do is the first thing that I do is I try to push them away from the idea. I try to tell them that their idea is pathetic, their idea is junk, okay. Give them as much negativity as you can. And if that person who has come up with the idea is ready to argue with me and still stick up to that particular idea, I'm confident he'll be able to take the idea. So we select those students who are genuinely dedicated to their idea. If somebody comes and tells me I had this idea, but it didn't work, so I shut it off, I went to the next idea. For me, those entrepreneurs come second. For me, someone who's stuck to a point, okay, and they are ready to work on it, those are the students, those are the entrepreneurs. I like to take them to the next level. Okay. Then we can go, we handhold them, we mentor them, we take them, we create a company for them, we create a B plan for them, business model for them, help them get the funding, we guide them everywhere, whatever. We walk through the paths with them completely till they become what they need to be. Yeah. Anybody, any questions? Definitely, anytime, let's have a discussion since you're an e-cell. Let's have a full-fledged session on how we can walk the paths of a startup, how we can create a startup. We can do that. We'll have a talk on that as well. Okay. Anybody, any questions? Okay then. Hope to see a lot of innovative ideas coming out from your college. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you and all the best. Yeah.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, Natasha would like to give a vote of thanks and then we can
Oh,
wind
surely.
it.
Surely, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all dignitaries. On behalf of ECEL FRCRCE, I extend a warm welcome to the people in the gathering. I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates for the webinar for their presence and contribution to making this webinar a great success. I extend my gratitude to our honorable speaker, Mr. Dinesh Israni, to take out time from his busy schedule to grace the event. Thank you for inspiring and encouraging us with your wise word. A special thanks to Dr. Srija Unnikrishnan, Principal of FRCRCE, for providing immense support to make the webinar successful. I extend my gratitude to Mrs. Prajakta Bangle, the teacher in charge to organize the webinar in the pandemic. I must thank the organizing team, volunteers for working hard for the few past days to make this webinar successful. Thank you everyone once again for making it a great success.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All the
Thank you,
best.
sir. Before leaving, I request everyone to please fill the feedback form. Isha, you have that.
Yeah, I'm accepting all the responses right now.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
did you stop the recording?